In our nation's airports, the safety and dignity of passengers with disabilities are routinely violated. Protecting that safety and dignity and advancing the safety and dignity of the service workers who support them are inextricably linked. Airlines are required by law to safeguard people with disabilities. But unfortunately, the airline industry has not invested in the well-being of passengers and workers. The Department of Transportation is now considering final rules that could finally fix this broken system. SEIU and the Disability Rights Movement have joined forces to urge that these rules be approved with the strongest possible training requirements.
For me, transferring from chair to chair requires kind of a bear hug, like chest to chest with a stranger. It's a very personal thing. I don't think the people that are responsible for getting us in and out of the airplanes are really provided with the tools and the training and the resources they need. There aren't enough workers, sometimes stuck in the airplane after the flight attendants and the pilots have already left. I've also heard people talk about crawling off planes after waiting for so long. The service, while I'm deeply grateful for it and the people that do it, is not efficient or safe for either the workers or the travelers. Disability organizations and SEIU interviewed passengers. More than half the passengers surveyed said they avoid flying because of personal safety during transfers. Nearly 3/4 said they would avoid flying because of potential damage to their wheelchair.
It was my job to assist passengers, including many who use wheelchairs. And I'm proud that my work protects the rights of people with disabilities. And we had very basic orientation. After the orientation, which is only 3 days, you get another 2 or 3 days of shadowing your trainer. Those trainers are regular wheelchair pushers. The trainings are handed down from corporate. There's no extensive training on, for example, how to communicate to a passenger that can't speak, how to do a full body lift. The pay is so bad that people have to leave for better paying jobs with benefits. And then all this does is make the training problem even worse. I started helping organize to help make things better for us and for our passengers. We need better training and we want better training. We need better pay and benefits so that we can afford to stay in our jobs.
Service workers transfer us to what is called an aisle chair, push us on board, and then they again transfer us into a passenger seat. A lot can go wrong. I was dropped to the floor like a sack of potato. I was very lucky that I did not get hurt. It is simply not dignified. The airlines, as Ari said, have not invested in their workforce to ensure our safety. They outsource this work to airline service providers, forced to compete to the lowest price instead of the best provider. The federal law that protects our air travel rights don't have strong training standards.
SEIU is proud to join forces, and we really encourage the DOT to be strong and join with this coalition. Airport service workers are fighting to organize their union to improve their jobs and the quality of service for passengers they support. When workers are not paid properly or they are not properly trained, passengers and workers are at risk for serious injury. And when pay and benefits are low, turnover is high, creates a chronic understaffing and erodes any benefits from training. And service workers in airports nationwide report that they have been inadequately trained to do their essential job.
Our coalition is asking for 4 things. The first one is enhanced training, a competency-based program. We're seeking enforcement. Enforcement must not be limited to fines. We're also seeking partnership, which should include disability partners, the union representing passenger service workers, airlines, and Department of Transportation staff. We all want the same thing. Workers who can afford to stay in their jobs. Competency-based training that's been developed with the relevant stakeholders and properly enforced. And we are currently in a position to make this happen.
Today, I'm joining you as a person who uses a mobility device and wheelchair assistance to get through airports. As essential to me as the engineers who build these planes and the pilots who fly them, are the people who make it possible for me to get from the airport entry onto the plane and who ensure the safe transportation of my mobility scooter. It is because of these workers that I can do my job, that I can see my family and that I can see my friends and be there for them. The struggles of airport workers and passengers with disabilities are inextricably linked. And with your support, we can challenge the airlines and their service providers, changing their existing training protocol and replace it with standards that benefit passengers and workers alike.
The disability rights community and the labor movement haven't always worked closely together, but when we find issues on which we can come together, on which we can make common cause, we are a powerhouse, can work together to advance these forthcoming rules and to continue to fight for the rights of people with disabilities and workers.